Welcome to Beyond Perception. I'm here with Jaden Fox again. I'm Michelle Manning-Kogler, and we're going to talk about something really fun today, which is how we get hijacked when we have to interact or relate with people, places, circumstances, events, and things.
I thought you said this was going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Okay, good.
Just kidding. Yeah. So what brought this up is, having to
be alive in the world.
Alive in the world. Yeah, exactly. And as we kind of were exploring this a little bit, I thought, oh gosh, this really kind of applies to everything, when you're involved with somebody, or you're focused on a lover or your children or your husband or your wife or and a job that isn't your life work. How do you get into that clarity and not get you hijacked out into all these other synthetic realities and stuff that isn't you? How do we stay in? So I'd love your viewpoint on this.
Well, for me, a lot of it is I just realized that this reality by design sucks you in. Like everything about it just sucks you in. Unless you're hanging out with somebody who's really aware and happens to be clear, and you're like in good vibes with that person, then you're going to get sucked into something. I don't know. That's my interesting point of view about it. But I just going out anywhere, like if I'm interacting with people, even I'm the teller at the bank or the supermarket checkout person, and not communicating, not going in deep with anything. I just pick up little bits of stuff, and that seems to collect. And if I don't have a routine that I clear on a regular basis, it just keeps piling in. And then all the crap kind of moves in, and it's like, oh, well, let's just make this home. This is comfortable. And the interference just moves in and parks.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my experience.
Well, and right now, I'm having to deal with hospitals and rest homes and assisted livings and, places that are generally pretty darn contaminated to begin with. And I'm just like,
all those high energy, delightful environments.
Yeah, those ones. And I'm just like, I walk in and I walk out going, I feel a little burdened, and I get in my car and it's like, okay, out, banish, vanquish, and I'm doing all this stuff, and so to me it's a fascinating conversation because and really, how do we do this? Because you can't just, well, I guess you can, but most of us don't get the luxury of going to a cave and just being by ourselves. I get the value of being a monk at this point, though. I really do.
Now you see the advantages of that, right?
I do. I was like, what in the hell is that? Why would anybody do that? I get it.
It's like, hey, not a bad idea. How do I sign up?
Exactly. And I'm like, sign me up. I'm first.
Yep. Yeah, and I've tried to live that way. I've spent a time in my life hiding in the jungles of Hawaii, and it worked for a while, and then it just got boring as all get out because I wasn't doing my life. I wasn't expanding. I wasn't growing. I wasn't learning. And it was like, no, while it was interesting and it was fun, like for me, it's about interacting with people. And honestly, I'm not saying this is true for everybody else, but for me, it's about like figuring out this reality. Like it's about, and for me, that's untangling the shit. Like I get into it, I untangle from it. I get into it, I figure out what this is, and I learn to untangle from that. And it's like, that's been my thing. And everywhere I'm holding myself in that point of view, I'm going to let all that go.
Well, and I think that really is the whole point of mastery in this lifetime. I mean, because honestly, the easy way out is to go sit in a cave somewhere by yourself and be bored out of your ever-loving mind.
Yep.
And when we interact with anybody, there's always pieces, parts, and particles. So So all that brought up,
Mm-hmm.
let's throw that in the pile.
Put all that in the pile. Everything from down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than
Yes,
nothing?
I choose
Yeah.
that.
And bodies that think, oh, not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Let it go, 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 let it go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what I felt, especially from our community, was this kind of fear. Well, if these guys have, if these guys can't stay clear, then how would
well, the truth is that it's not about staying clear as how do I want to say it? It's not so much about I used to believe that it was a thing where I could get to a space where I could clear everything and then I would just be
clear forever.
Light and clear forever. And I found it doesn't work that way, because if you're in a contaminated planet, then as long as you're just part of the planet, you pick up stuff. Like we're in communion with the planet, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's almost like, for me, I can't see myself in isolation as much as I've tried, because I am one with and connected to all of this stuff in some way, and I can separate some of it. But for me, the solution has been finding a daily clearing routine that allows me to get back to me at the top of the day and at the bottom of the day and anywhere in between where I get kind of funky, but something that grabs the main things that keep snagging me. Like for a while, it was always entities. I was like an entity magnet, and it's dead people. And after a while, I learned, okay, I got very good at clearing those. And then I learned, like, if I'm going to go, like, and suggestion for you, like, if there are buildings that you go into regularly, like, before I engage things, like I'll go in the lobby and I'll sit down or something, I'll connect to the energy of the building, and I'll be like, building, can I clear all the entities in this building?
Yeah.
And I will take that extra time and I'll clear everything in that building, all the portals and all the crap I can find. And then and I do it in supermarkets. I do it in places I visit commonly. It's like, I want that place to be clean for me when I go in there. So I'm not like, ugh. So it's like, I'll clean not only me on a regular basis, just a little bit, just to keep myself clear. And the major places I go, that department store is going to get clear. Like, if it feels like shit, I'm going to clear it, because I need to keep going back there. I am not going to deal with that crap every time. They're going to have to deal with having a clear space.
Right. Exactly. And, I used to do that all the time. And when you were saying that, I was like, why am I you used to do that all the darn time. When did you stop doing it, and why? So everything that has stepped in that prevents us from that daily spiritual hygiene. That's what I call it. And it's not a very sexy name. But it's that daily protocol of clearing. And, I've loved your work that you do. And, with the Out Creating the Matrix program that you've got, and, my quantum cell clearing process that I do, and everything else. And what I call it is daily spiritual hygiene, because I clear in the morning and I clear in the evening, and I'm finding I'm clearing a lot. So recently, because of all the interactions that I've been having that are, let's just say, a little stressful. But I had forgotten about clearing those buildings, because I used to do it all the time. So what are all of the ways then that we forget the tools that we've been given to keep our spaces, our bodies, minds, spirits, our homes, our cars, everything clear? I mean, none of us are ever going to stay completely clear.
So I don't think it's we forget. I think there's interference that comes in and creates a barrier there. It's like, what is all the interference we have that prevents us from remembering to do those things that we know work for us?
That's kind of big.
That has some energy to it. And everything all that is, can we put that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that now.
Wow. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, left, right, inside, outside, everything in the pile. And bodies let that go. Not you, not yours. None of that's yours. Never been yours. Never been yours. Let it go.
Planet,
Let
not
it
yours.
go. Planet, not yours. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Boo. Incinerate.
Transform, flashburn, purify, sterilize it out of existence. Back to it.
And what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, angels, lights, beings, archons, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, all their networks, hives, civilizations, universes, all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, boards of directors. Wow, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, all. Wow,
yes.
That always grabs so much shit. And can we banish? Can we banish all these energies from all dimensions, realities, parallels, planets, virtual reality, worlds, and simulations?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Out. Banish shakers, banish shakers. Out. Banish shakers, banish shakers. Out. And what is everything, if you notice stuff isn't leaving, what is everything that we agreed we'd do for them? We and the planet agreed we'd do for them. They agreed they would do for us. What's the benefit or value of engaging them? Not the benefit or value of engaging them. Can we destroy and create all those agreements and points of view?
Oh, yes, I choose that.
Oh, yeah. Resend the book. You can't reclaim, vaporize, null void, null void, null void, null void, null void. And now, out. Banish shakers. Everything remaining. Out. Banish shakers.
Transform, flashburn, purify, and sterilize out of existence. Never existed.
And everything that you still feel there that doesn't belong, rip it out by the roots and just hurl it out of the universe. Out. Oh, much quieter.
That's so much better.
Yeah.
It's like,
I love it.
I can almost hear the echo of the sun.
Yep. I choose for that. And that to me is what the back to me or the daily clearing process is about. So how can you get to a place where you feel that kind of open, unencumbered, unmanipulated, you just feel comfortable being you. Then you start your day. And then as you bump into things, you're aware enough to go, oh, out.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Or just, no, I'm not dealing with that. You're aware enough to bypass weird shit as it comes along. But I see so many people, and I spent years doing it, like waiting until it built up till it was bad enough to clear. And then they're so inundated, you actually can't clear.
No.
Because you need somebody else to help dig you out. And it's like, so.
Well, and I don't know about you, but my experience was that I would be so inundated. My brain was literally shut down. My body was shut down. I hurt so bad. I mean, honestly, that was part of my autoimmune disease. My body was reacting to all those entities and energies and alien force crap that had infiltrated my body. And my body's like going, oh, I'm trying to tell you something and you're not paying attention. You're just trying to, numb me with drugs. And it's like, and that's why Western medicine epically failed me. Epically failed me. So, and the other way.
My interesting point of view about Western medicine, except for emergency medical, basically you got broken bone, you're bleeding, all the basic medical stuff they're pretty good at. But it's like they're great for handling programs. If your program going on a medication is like, okay, fine. But for people who are infinite beings and aware beings, it takes you down. Like those medications, even those surgeries going under, oh man, the fuck with yous that are in that stuff is,
And I've had a lot of joint replacement surgeries because I didn't know enough about what we're talking about to make a difference. And my body just broke under the weight, and so everything that is going to be just destroyed.
Oh,
all of that.
All in the pile. So what is everything that's upper active around all this for anybody?
Oof. Oh my gosh.
Whoa, hi there. And can we put all that in the pile? Yeah. And everything from down below, back behind, all the past, all the histories, everything up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining all in the pile. Bodies let that go. Not you, not yours, not you. Never was yours. Never was yours.
And it was never yours either.
Never yours. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And can we shrink everything remaining down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Boo. Half. Gone.
transform, flash burn, purify, and sterilize it back to and through each of the source and or sources, and then purify, flash burn the source and or sources so it never existed to begin with. The end. Wow. Wow, my body feels so much better. Thanks, Jaden.
I love it. So cool. And that to me is like, that made a difference to me. I like right now my soapbox is around the daily clearing. Yeah. It's like, what I noticed is if I didn't clear daily, my life would sink into a heavy place and then keep going down from there.
Oh yeah.
And when I do a daily practice of getting back to me or self, what do you call it? Self-hygiene?
Spiritual hygiene, yeah.
Spiritual hygiene. I love the spiritual word.
Don't get me started.
Okay. Getting back to
declare that too.
that spiritual hygiene. It's like something about that lets you get to a space where you feel good. What I ended up doing is recognizing, say, wow, when I do that, I feel good.
Right.
What can I do, or what can you do, or what can we all do to get to a space where we choose to feel good day in, day out, regardless?
Wow.
When you make that choice, what happens is you no longer tolerate the crap. So when you bump into stuff, so you get clear, you feel good, you go out into the world, and you start to not feel good, you right away do what it takes to change that. And it takes you like 2 minutes to fucking clear something. It's not a huge deal. But
really isn't.
But that decision to not tolerate the crap gets to a space where you don't let it build up. Like you choose to feel good all the time, or as much of the time as you can. So you're clearing on and off during the day, but you stay feeling good during the day.
So, but and not to argue for limitations, but when you don't know that this hygiene, I want to call it something more than spiritual hygiene, because it's emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and financial hygiene. Because when you're messed with this like this, when you pick up all this stuff, it affects every aspect of your life. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, totally would agree. Yeah.
So huge. And,
yeah.
And, but for me, I found this almost complacency or this apathy of like, oh yeah, I just feel like shit. It's okay. I'll get over it eventually.
So Truth, how much is it your apathy and how much is it the presence of other energies in your environment that are applying that to you?
Yeah. That's like other.
Yeah. Because we by nature put ourselves down. We're programmed to put ourselves down and make ourselves wrong. But it's like, what I've found is, what if every time you're making yourself wrong, you're actually acknowledging or not acknowledging interference in your life? So what if every place you've ever made yourself wrong and currently make yourself wrong is actually evidence that there's interference in your life messing with you? Because when you're in your natural state, you don't naturally make yourself wrong and you don't naturally do stupid shit. It's the interference that comes into your life that creates the stupid shit, because you're not in perception of those things. You make yourself wrong because, like, what else would it be? It's just me, right? Hello, it's just me, so I have to be the fault here. But what if it's not you? What if it's all that stuff that's beyond your perception that fucks with you, that manipulates, that interferes in your reality, that causes you to blame yourself?
Wow. So all that is?
Yep. All that is. And where's everywhere that you blame yourself, or what are all the patterns you have? What are all the stack stringers, hooks, triggers, and implants, structures, constructs, adaptations, mutations, and systems that you have around blaming yourself and putting yourself down when it's actually interference doing it for you or to you?
Wow.
Whoa. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose it. Wow. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left and right, everything from inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile. Wow. Bodies let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than enough?
Oh.
Boo. and incinerate.
Transform flesh, stereo out of existence.
Wow. And what is everything that prevents us from seeing or perceiving all this stuff?
Whoa.
And what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable that prevents body? All the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps. Wow. Energy fog. I said that. All the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this.
Holy God.
And can we put all that in the pile?
Yeah, and everything hidden, hiding, buried, covered up, masquerading, disguised, left behind, forgotten, ignored, or denied looks really good, but really isn't.
Yep. Wow. And everything from down below in the pile, back behind, up above, way out front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. Body, let that stuff go. Not you, not yours, not you. Tell your body, not yours, not yours.
Not you,
never
not
was yours. Never
planet,
was
not yours, not yours, never was yours.
Planet, not yours. Planet, not yours. Let it go, let it go. Wow. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Boo! Incinerate. Rescind, book, you can't reclaim, vaporize. Banish, vanquish, banish, out. Banish, banish, out.
Wow.
And what are all the remaining entities, demons, creatures, coalition, aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, and other non-contributive energies and frequencies, pre-tag, pre-caps at all, and all their networks, hive civilizations, universes, and all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, board of directors? Wow. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And out. Banish, vanquish, banish, out. Banish, vanquish, banish, out. Banish, vanquish, banish. Wow. And then everything we agreed we'd do for them, they agreed they would do for us. Was the benefit of engaging them, not the benefit of value? Can we just try and create all those agreements?
Yes, I choose that now.
Resend, revoke, you can't reclaim, vaporize. Null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void. And out. Everything remaining. Banish, vanquish, banish, out. Banish, vanquish, banish. Out. Banish, vanquish, banish. Out. Banish.
Wow.
Whoa.
That just got so much better.
Wow. Banish, vanquish, banish.
Yeah, they're still out.
Wow.
Go away.
Wow. See, for me, what the pattern in this reality is the stupid little shit moves in, and then it clouds your awareness, and then the entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, whatever flavor of that you happen to be being manipulated with at the time oozes in and kind of takes residence in your body, in your reality, in your where you live, and whatever. It's almost like it first puts you out so you can't perceive it, then it moves in. So if you're allowing yourself at any time to go out, you're creating the space for things to come in. It's like, no, don't do that.
Right.
Never allow yourself to go out.
Drugs,
or if you
alcohol,
go out, or see that, and I'm not necessarily opposed to drugs or alcohol, because some of those can be a tool, but recognize that if you use them unconsciously, or like, for instance, if I use something, then I'm going to recognize that by the nature of doing that, I've gone unconsciousness. So what has happened? Shit's moved in. So I automatically afterwards, and even during, like, I'll clear. And so I recognize after, I don't the next day go, gosh, why do I feel like shit? It's like, no, my protocol is automatically the next day, we're going to clear everything that moved in, because we know shit moved in. That's the way this reality works. It does that.
Well, and the other thing is, once it's moved in, and if you're not clearing, it's almost like it begins the new normal, and you become almost numb or inured to it, so that it's like, wow, you know, I'm looking back, I haven't felt good for weeks. I wonder what's going on. And then, I mean, it just becomes cumulative, because when one moves in, they bring their friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and so on. And it gets worse and worse and worse. So
Yep. And so it's, for me, the more aware I've gotten, the more I've been able to perceive this crap, the more you see that pattern of, you go out, the shit moves in. It's like, well, so why am I letting myself go out? And there are the voices that are like, oh, you know, it's just too much work to clear, or, you know, I don't have time this morning to clear, or blah, blah, blah. And how much are those your voices, and how much is that something else's voice? Interference going, hey, you know, we haven't been able to move in weeks now. You really should take a break.
Well, and you know what else I love is your amino acid protocol, because because if your brain chemistry is off even just a little bit, it allows these foreign invaders in. And so do you have a link for your amino acid protocol by chance?
Well, the easiest way is to go to jaden-fox.com, and it's right on the front page. It's about end cravings, weird, funky energies, and low energy.
Yeah,
but the thing about it is that I found that it's like your body requires certain amino acids for your brain. They're chemical messengers in the brain. So it's like, if I had this issue my whole fucking life up until recently of low energy, like just not enough energy. And there are times where I just couldn't fucking get out of bed. And there was just no reason for it. And we'd go, oh, is it thyroid? No, thyroid is fine. Is it this? No, not. So you'd play the guessing game and let's try this and let's try that. And none of it seemed to do anything.
That game.
And most of us have played it. It's like there's just these messengers. So you have these circuits in your brain. I use an example for energy, but it's the same for emotions, for having nice, feeling good emotions. And it's the same for having your brain functioning. You have these pathways, and your brain works by sending chemical messengers out that says, okay, we're waking up in the morning, everybody turn on the energy. Okay, turn on. So your brain in the morning, you wake up and your brain goes, okay, everybody turn on, but there's not enough chemical messengers. And so maybe 20% of your circuits turn on and 80% are still waiting for that message because the messengers aren't there.
No.
And so you just take a simple amino acid you find in the health food store, and all of a sudden all those circuits work again, and all of a sudden you have all this energy again. It's like, damn, what is that? The most fascinating thing for me is I can listen to somebody tell me what what is your life like? And if they say, oh, yeah, I hear these controlling voices, I hear these aliens telling me to do things, they've moved into my reality, I can tell you right away, your dopamine is low.
Oh my gosh.
Right away. It is black and white. It is just so much like that. And I found it in me. Like I just assume that, like, you wonder, why does Jaden do all this clearing of aliens and dimension and all this stuff? Because I'd hear their voices. I'd literally hear their voices in my head. And they're like, we're in control of you now. You might as well fucking give up. It's like, no, I am not going to give up. And so I learned to clear them, but they kept moving in. If I take either tyrosine, I take tyrosine and L-phenylalanine. They're both two amino acids that help connect the energy circuits in my brain. They're gone.
That's amazing.
In 10 minutes, they're gone.
They're gone.
Just gone.
Well, and I have known so many people that have been so profoundly over-medicated because, they're talking about, I hear these voices, and it's like a little bit of either of those or both of those amino acids, and you wouldn't have that. And
the voices are gone.
And you would still be coherent. It's just like, holy cow.
Yeah. And actually what's cool is when I first started taking the amino acids, now it's just normal, I don't notice any difference. But when I first started taking the amino acids, my system got back up to better than normal because I'd always had low amino acids in certain areas, but now it was all kind of topped up. So my brain had everything it needed to communicate. And I felt like on top of the world. And that became, and at first it was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then it's just like, wait a minute, it's not amazing, it's normal.
Right.
Like, this is my normal state. This is what it should fucking feel like. This is normal. It never had been normal, but it's like just taking, and it's not just taking this whole package of amino acids. You have to take them selectively. You take the one for one thing and you wait 10 minutes and then you take the next one and then you wait 10 minutes and you take your third one. So you need a space between and you need to take the right doses. If you take too much, you're like, I just need to go to bed.
That is true. Been there, done that.
Yeah. So it's like there's a little bit of trick to getting it dialed in, but man, once you dial it in, it's so sweet. You're in your optimal performance zone.
It makes such a huge
You just
difference.
live there. Oh
Yeah.
man, and what I've got on the website is a free quiz, and it's the same diagnostic that clinicians would use.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they found that chemical tests just don't test the long-term patterns in your body as much as a test of symptoms. So it's a list of, I don't know, there's a shitload of symptoms. And you check off which ones feel relevant to you. And at the end, it totals all that stuff up and tells you exactly what amino acids you should be taking. So like it gives you all this stuff free. And if you want more, there's an ebook you can buy that totally has videos and stuff. But the concept is, if you check which ones you're low on, you could solve most of, like, even cravings.
Mm-hmm.
That blew my mind. My whole life I've craved sugar. Like the idea of just drinking water was unheard of. It's just not possible. I had to be drinking something sugary because my body demanded it. Once I had my amino acids in there, I could just drink water. Like I'm not craving sugar anymore.
Wow.
My cravings for fatty stuff, sugar, like all my cravings just went away. Just went away. I was like, that is so freaking weird. Took me a while to figure out why, but
I still haven't gotten the sugar piece dialed in.
then it's just some amino acid is not, like recently I had lowered my dose to kind of balance things for a while and it worked great. And then I noticed cravings come back. I haven't had cravings in a while. And so I'm going to re-up. For me, serotonin, having low serotonin causes a craving. So I'm going to increase my serotonin a little bit. And when you get them exactly dialed in, and it might just be 10 milligrams more, cravings just go away. So to me, cravings are an indicator the amino acids need dialing in.
I will take a look at that.
So what you can do is you can look at the list of your amino acids and see, and actually ask the body which one is craving. Have you done that before?
The body knows. I have, and I've loved it. As a matter of fact, the very first thing that I do in the morning is I take my GABA, and then I wait for a little bit, and it's like my brain just comes on. It's the most amazing thing. It's like, oh, she's awake now, and well, and the hard part was, I mean, for all of my life, it was like for the first hour, so I could not wake up. And a little GABA first thing in the morning, and she's on, and then the acetylcholine and the the L-tyrosine make such a profound difference in the mornings for me. It's like so huge. So those are the things that I've been playing with, and apparently I need to.
So let me share. So here's what I do with them is I'll actually, and I love this form because it has, and I just cleared it. Because it has everything that you need on it there. It's like, first, is this an energetic thing to clear, or is there supplement required here? Because there's sometimes it's just a little energetic clearing. I don't need a supplement. Although, yeah, whatever. And then it's like, okay, so dopamine. If your dopamine is fine, you're naturally feeling energized, upbeat, motivated, alert, and focused. Just naturally. If you're not, you're feeling tired, depressed, bored, angry, low motivation, low energy, isolating, and inactive, and you're craving those things. Like you want sugar, chocolate, energy drinks, and just taking a small amount of tyrosine, L-phenylalanine, or rhodiola is another good one that I like.
I love rhodiola.
Just solves it. Like you just have energy. And then I'll ask body, are you craving dopamine? Are you craving serotonin? Are you craving GABA? Are you craving acetylcholine? And I'll just see which one of those is light and then give myself more of that. But if your serotonin is right where it belongs, you naturally feel positive, confident, easygoing, stable. Like that's just normal. Another way you can do is just ask, am I feeling positive, confident, easygoing, stable? If the answer is no, then you just need to boost your serotonin with tryptophan or 5-HTP.
Well, it's like, as I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's been a little stressful. And I'm like, I'm thinking you just need a little more of these.
It's stressful is GABA. Yeah. So are you feeling relaxed, stress-free, calm, and content?
No.
No. Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed, unable to relax, overworked, upset, uptight, and overeating? Or yeah, overeating. Yes. So it's just an indicator you need more L-theanine or GABA blend that has L-theanine in it. Always have something with L-theanine because it's just such a really good thing.
It is.
Like it's that simple. I say simple. It takes a bit to get all the working parts and pieces and get your dosages right. But once you get it dialed in, it's actually as simple as intuitively seeing which one of these 4 categories. The last 2 aren't an issue for most people, or once you have the first 4, the last ones are just not significant, unless you know you already have diabetes going on, then you'll need to look at the last one. But most people don't have that. But yeah, it's like it's
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you there, because there's so many people that are pre-diabetic or borderline diabetic. There's a term called diabesity, where you actually, that would actually really help. So if you're kind of, if your doctor's like, oh, you really need to watch your glucose, or your glucose levels are this, just borderline, look at those, because that will make a big difference.
See, and having,
I think,
explored all that, I would say that while for some people that is an issue, it's like this reality promotes diabetes as this thing of once you get it, you've got it.
Never got it. And you can't ever get rid of it, which is not true. And you
just can't get rid of it. And it's so totally a lie.
Yeah.
What diabetes is basically the SAD diet, the standard American diet, or the standard Western diet that now is everywhere. You go to Australia, you're not going to find an Australian diet. It's the same as what they eat in America. Like the diets are pretty homogenated. And it's like they're all this diet of high flour, high sugar, high carbohydrate, high fats that are bad for you, and all this processed food and all these chemicals and all this crap. And it trashes the body. When you eliminate that crap from your diet, you get back to eating more natural stuff, your blood sugar stuff just kind of handles itself, as well as taking certain supplements. It's like you really can get out of it. There's plenty of people who've cleared diabetes. So if you have that going on, you want to investigate natural solutions for diabetes and get off the insulin, all the insulin balancing stuff that's just, it fucks with your body in a really hardcore way.
Big time. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I've seen so many people who have completely reversed their type 2 diabetes. And it's just, it's extraordinary, because, and their doctors are like, wow, I don't know. I don't understand what you're doing.
You better stay on the meds just in case.
Right. Just stay on your meds. Let's just over-medicate the crap out of you. But you're never going to get rid of, I don't understand why this is resolving itself. I just don't get me started. Yep. Everything is irreversible.
And everything that brought up, because we've cruised for a while, what is everything we brought up in any of the conversations we've had?
Wow.
Everything that you can now clear, or we can clear as a group.
Yes.
Because we're more powerful as a group, or what if we're more powerful as a group? Can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
And everything from down below. Actually, first, what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, Wernicke's command, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around this, or any of the topics we've engaged so far?
Wow.
Oh, can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. That's what prevents you from being aware and perceiving this stuff.
Yes.
Everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining all in the pile. And bodies let that go, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Let it not yours, let it not yours.
Wow. Nice. Yeah. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose it. Boo. And vaporize.
Sterilize it.
Vaporize. And all that unconsciousness has had things move in and start to live there. What are all the entities, amongst creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, and other non-contributive energies and frequencies, pre-tag, pre-encapsulated, all, freeze, top-down, trade show, scanadial, and all their networks, hive civilizations, universes, and all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, boards of directors. Wow. Did you ever wonder if the corporate stuff had invaded your reality? The answer is yes. And can we put all that in the pile?
Right?
Yeah. And can we banish all these energies from all?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. Out.
I choose that. Yes.
Banish anchors, banish anchors, out. Banish anchors.
Out.
Everything
Banish
we
anchors.
agreed we'd do for them, they agreed they would do for us was the benefit of engaging them, not the benefit of engaging. Can we just try and quit all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Null void, null void, null void, null void, null void.
Count
And
right
out. Banish anchors, banish anchors. Out. Banish anchors. Out. Banish anchors, banish.
Out. Clear.
Wow, that got quieter again.
Burn out of existence. So it never existed ever. Nice.
Oh.
Wow. That was kind of big.
Yeah. Yeah. So the natural pattern, just for people who, I mean, you and I know this, but for anybody who's watching this, it's like as we go into new topics, we dig up stuff and it's kind of like we step into territories that are not clear. And so we look at that, we play in that, and then we clear all that stuff and we clear the invaders that have moved in. Right. And then it's like, woo, wow, it's clear again. And that's my interesting point of view. That's how you get clear or get more clear or expand your area of clear. You keep just exploring, clearing, exploring, clearing, exploring, clearing, exploring, clearing. And ultimately you get this big wide open area that's clear. And you just keep looking for, okay, what else haven't I explored and cleared? And that's what I do. And I'm not saying you should do that, but that's what Jaden likes to play with. Jaden likes to play that. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, as we're doing this on video and we go out there bigger and bigger in the world and our audience gets bigger and bigger, what's fascinating is, even though this may have been recorded at an earlier time than when you as our audience is watching, energetically, because there is zero time, there's no time, we're still picking up on everything that's with you. And so thank you for being part of this, because it actually helps us clear in a bigger, better way. And you're getting the advantage of all this amazing stuff that people before you and they're coming after you are also getting. So I love the quantum that we do.
Yeah.
This is my favorite place to play.
It's like a focal point where we all come together in that no time space and clear from it. And you just come back to this focal point and you can participate with it. It's like, this is sweet. It's a really cool thing.
Well, and the other thing that I love is when you come back, you actually hear more and you get clearing, and so you can watch this 15, 20, 30 times and you'll still get something even bigger out of it, because the more there is, the more there is. And in some ways, and yet it's like your brain opens up in a way and it can perceive more. And so the clearing and the work, the healing, I hate using that word, but that transformation.
You used the H word.
I used the
Mom, she used the H word.
Transformational work. That's the change work.
Yeah, I like that.
Clear, transform, flash, burn, purify.
Have it.
I know. I don't. There's got to be a different word here. I'm gonna have to find a different word somewhere. Yeah. I've just used it too often over the last 35 years or so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just aged myself. Yeah. So, but so thank you for being part of this conversation with us, because it really does. It changes the paradigm, and it's so huge. It's so huge. So.
And what's cool is, and it's after having done this for so many years, like I'd have people in my group and they wouldn't be part of this conversation. They're not live on the call. And then they come in, they listen to the call later and they're like, oh, well, I have this thing. And they start wishing that they had this thing. And we actually can hear that. Like when you come into the space, we perceive all the energies that are in the space, even if we can perceive energies that will come into this space because it's the space of no time. So it's like all the energy, all the people who've ever listened to this video, we can perceive all those energies and we can give voice to and do the things that are up in your reality. So it's a really cool thing to come and play, because we're all literally co-creating together. It's not you and me doing this, it's us doing that. It literally is a co-creation.
And that's what I love about the work that you and I do, Jaden, is how powerful it is and how timeless, literally timeless it is. And I really think this is what they're calling the end of time, because It is the end of time
Oh.
as we know it, because
Yep.
it becomes quantum time. And it changes everything. It changes the whole discussion, and it changes how people behave. And in my opinion, and I can't actually prove it yet being the keyword, is we go back, because I just love playing there. I believe that when we clear it, especially the way that you and I clear, it literally changes history. It goes back and it shifts something
no
that
question.
happened before, and it changes the trajectory so that it just makes it better and better and better.
No question. Like I had how do I want to say this? The childhood that this body remembers having, I'll say it that way.
Okay.
Long time ago, like
far
those
away.
stories, I mean, it was a traumatic hell, similar to what you experienced, just a traumatic hell, schooling, and it was the worst hell that this body had ever experienced. But it doesn't feel like it's true to me now. I go back and it's almost like those memories aren't there. I've cleared so much, I no longer vibrate in those time streams, that it's like I'm in a different time stream that had a different history, had a completely different childhood. Like while it may not completely erase it from the all that is informationally, it's not actually part of my truth anymore. Like those, it's difficult to go back. It's like I remember somebody telling me a story about those.
Yeah, and
or
to me,
watching a movie about those.
Yeah, somebody else's black and white movie of something.
Yes, but it's not like I can't even go back and live those energies because it's like they're not mine. They don't feel true to me anymore. And it's even hard. I got to grapple to remember that reality because it's not my reality anymore.
Well, and it's funny when you were talking, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of scanning back to the times that I thought were so difficult. And it's like, oh, those, what? The energy isn't there anymore.
Yeah. And it's almost like you have to work hard to grab it.
Yeah.
Because what if you're not in the same timeline where that was created anymore?
I don't think
you're in a completely different time stream or different timeline or a different reality plane where that almost doesn't exist. It's not your truth anymore. It's not your reality anymore. You can focus yourself to another plane of existence or another time stream and see that information, but it's not the one you're connected to anymore. So it's not real.
It just doesn't have resonance at all. It's like, it's just like, oh, that happened. As a matter of fact, there was something that showed up on Facebook the other day from 7 years ago. And it was when one of the books that I had co-authored came up, and it was like, that was 7 years ago?
Did I do that? Really?
Who was that masked woman? Well, and it was this old, weird looking picture of me. I'm looking at this thinking, that wasn't me. And what was really going on at that time, and in my personal life and in my business life, and it's like, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
and so much has shifted that I really am not in that timeline. And I'll be really honest with you, I'd forgotten I'd written the book.
Yeah. Because if you feel into it, it's like, truth, how much did this you right here write that book? And how much was it another you that wrote that book?
It was a completely other me.
Yeah.
Completely different me.
Yeah.
So
it's like we jump. That's why I like the concept of an infinite being and the concept of your point of view. Your point of view just keeps changing through the infinite time space. So it's like, instead of focused in this reality and this time, you're now over here. That's a clearer time frame. And one of the things that I like to do is when I'm in a space, I haven't had it recently, but when I do have them, where I'm like in a shitty reality and it's like, I don't want this anymore. It's like, where's a future version of me that has already solved all of this?
Oh, I love that.
And then I tune into that future version of me. And what does that future version of me know is the most direct way to get from where I am now to that version? And I can, in a fairly short weeks, maybe a month, 2 months, jump from this time stream to a completely different time stream where that problem just doesn't even exist anymore.
Can we do one of those quick processes for our people?
Sure.
Because I think that would be just the coolest thing ever. So lead the way, darling.
So allow yourself to perceive. So what are the things in your life that you have there now that you want to just walk away from, step out of?
Oh, let me count the ways.
Yeah, right. Right. So the normal thing I would have you do is to clear all the points of view that you have on that, because your points of view bind you to that. I don't know. Do we want to do all that? Yeah, let's do a baby amount of that. So what are all the points of view that you have that bind you to these things you don't prefer?
Wow.
Oh, hello there. There's one or two things. Okay. And can we put that in the pile?
People.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In the pile. And wow. And what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke spans, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy frequencies around us? Whoa!
Little did I know that was opening up.
Yeah. All that in the pile. And what is everything you decided that all these things mean that they don't actually mean?
Wow.
And in the pile. And just choose to let go of that. Body, not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Let it go, let it go.
What's yours, planet, not
and
yours.
what is everything you decided all this stuff doesn't mean that it actually does mean? Yuck. Wow. And all that in the pile?
Yes, choose that. I choose that.
Wow. And what is everything that you're aligning and agreeing with that's holding you here? Oh. And everything you're resisting and reacting to that's holding you here? And what's everything? I should say everything that you and your body are aligning and agreeing with that are holding you.
Yes. Wow.
You and your body are aligning, resisting and reacting to. And let's put all that in the pile. Wow. Everything you're defending, you and your body are defending for that's holding you here?
I just laugh.
Wow. Everything that you and your body are defending against that are holding you here?
Holy shit.
Wow. And all that in the pile.
In the pile.
Wow. And everything you're defending for, or everything you're righteous for that's holding you here. This is usually just pure interference. And everything that you and your body are righteous against that's holding you here.
Oh.
Whoa. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that. All of it.
Wow. And encapsulate or body, let that go. And everything from down below from all of these things in the pile. And everything from back behind. I love that sound. Everything from left and from the right. Everything from inside. Everything outside. Everything remaining all in the pile. And bodies, let that go. Not you, not yours. None of that's yours. None of that's yours. Never was yours.
Never was yours.
Let it go. Let it go.
Not yours either.
Yeah, planet not yours. Let that go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Boo. Incinerate.
Sterilize.
Vaporize. Banish. So my point of view about the way this works is you're an infinite being, but this reality wants you to have all these fixed points of view and struggle in the polarity of things.
Yeah.
And that binds you into one point of view. I am this, I am that, my life sucks because of this, my life sucks because of that. But when you clear all the points of view, you're back to this infinite space again. You can choose anything that you want.
Yeah.
The only other thing that holds you back, potentially, are agreements. So what are all the agreements that are binding you into these realities?
Yep. Vows, contracts, commitments, agreements.
Not as many.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, but everything, all those are, can we just try and create all those?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, just try and create null, void, null, void, null, void. Oh, banish, vanquish, banish. And what are all the bindings, rebindings that kind of hold you trap here? Yeah. And can we just try and create all of those?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null, void, null. And oh, banish, vanquish. And it's like, so that's what binds you to a certain timeline or certain pile of crap. Just straight up. So now what else is possible? It's like, so allow yourself to perceive, so allow yourself to perceive a version of you that is already in the future, quote unquote future, a version of you that does not have any of this negative stuff, the stuff you don't want. Version of you that has all of that handled or never dealt with it. Like it just never was part of your reality. You bypassed it totally and completely. That a part of you that is more prosperous, has more income, has more health in your body, has a healthier body, has more awareness, consciousness, has nurturing, beneficial, mutually beneficial relationships and mutually aware people to co-create and play with, like a future version of you that's got it together in the way that you want it together.
Yes.
Okay. So now feel how many versions of you there are that have enough of those. And there's ones that have a little bit together, ones that have it more together. Just count how many versions of you there are.
Okay.
Okay. And now allow yourself to connect to each of those versions. Like say, hey, I'm here. Come, let's chat.
Hi, honey.
And
I'm
then,
home.
hi. And now ask these versions of you, what is everything that I need to know or become more of that would allow me to be where you are now?
What is everything that I need to know or become more of so that I can be where you're at now?
Yeah. And just allow yourself to receive.
And I receive. And I put my hand on my heart to receive.
Heart. And don't look for information. Just sense your body for shifts of energy. That's it. You're just looking for energy flows in your body. Focus on your body. Your body is how you're receiving this information through, not through your head, not through your thoughts, not through your pictures of things. Just focus on your body and energy flows.
Yeah, this feels so good.
And what is everything that this future version knows that would benefit you to be there now or soon and receive to your local advantage?
And I receive now.
And just put your attention on your body. Feel energy moving in your body. And think of the energy moving as just proof that you're receiving. It's just proof that you're receiving. And future versions, what is the most direct way to get from where I am now to where you are? And allow yourself to receive.
And I receive.
Or where I am, the future version of me is, and receive.
And receive. The most direct route.
Yeah. And just feel energy flows. And I always add this one. What is the most fun route to get there? Because the most direct route may not always be enjoyable, but we want some balance.
We want fun.
Future versions, what would be the most fun route to get from where I am now to where I'm seeking to be here? And allow yourself to receive to your advantage. Wow.
That feels amazing.
Wow. And now just do this once a day. Is just reconnect to future versions of you and allow yourself to download more information. How this works is kind of like in the Matrix movie where Trinity calls up and says, I need to know how to fly a helicopter. And she gets the download. Okay, let's go. It's like, what if it's like that? You're receiving these downloads, you receive them, but it takes a little bit for your body to digest them. They're actually compacted, compressed information that's explicit to you. No one and nothing else can actually read this information but you and your body, because it's encoded for you. But it takes a bit to uncompact it, to digest that. And you just start to know shit and do things and see things slightly differently day after day after day after day. And it's one of these weird things where you don't even realize it. After a while, you forget to do the exercise. Like you've received enough, you forget to do the exercise. And you just notice, man, that whole thing I used to deal with is just not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what? Like, it's the closest thing to magic that I know of.
It's amazing.
and just choose, allow yourself to be in a different version of reality. You can actually literally step out of this version of reality and go boop, 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 and land in this parallel version of you that's in the same body, in the same house, if you want to be in the same house, in the same whatever, like in all the good stuff, and the stuff that takes a bit to get to, you'll jump from then this one, which is a step closer, to to this one, to this one, until you're ultimately closer to that future version of you. And you'll keep refining it and honing it, but it's really very magical.
It is. I've experienced that in my own life, and especially working with those really embedded points of view that are no longer embedded. It's the points of view are the things that really do bind us to the stuff that we really don't want. So, and that's what I love about the work that you do.
What if, as an infinite being, we're in a space of no polarity? Mm-hmm. It's not that we're not feeling and that we're not sensing and that we don't necessarily have it's not that we can't have a point of view. It's that as an infinite being, I realize I can have a point of view for a while and then I let it go. And then I have a different point of view for a while and then I let that go. And I can stand in opposing points of view even together at the same time and be okay with that. Yeah. It's like, as this reality wants you to take one point of view and lock in, and another point of view and lock in, and another point of view and lock in, and you build the walls of your prison around you.
And we see that so significantly in politics and in religion. I mean, it's just like, it's designed to lock you into that polarity piece and to create your own prison. And at this point, it's just like I almost refuse to engage in politics or religion or some of those really highly polarized viewpoints simply because of that reason. And it's just like, no, yes, I know that stuff exists, and I'm not sitting with my head in the sand, but what I'm choosing is to not sit in that point of view that creates that very encased that prison that I can't get out of anymore.
Yeah. Because they don't care which point of view you have, whether on the left or the right or this side or that side. It's like, it's all the same continuum. They don't care which side you pick. It's just to get you into polarity. So your focus is in this stupid bullshit that has nothing to do with you or your life or your reality. And it just binds you there. And then something else binds you, and then something else binds you, and something else binds you.
And then you get eaten for breakfast because they're just siphoning your energy off, and that's not fun.
No,
it's not fun. So everything that brought up, can we just clear, just try and uncreate all of that?
Yep. So what is everything that's upper active?
Woo.
And everything that we can just clear because we're together here as a group clearing.
Yes, I choose that.
Whoa. Wow, cool. And everything, all that is in the pile, and everything down below, back behind, up above, way out front, left, right, inside, outside. Wow. And bodies, let that go, not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Let it go, 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 let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
I choose that now.
I choose that. Boo. Incinerate.
Transform, refine, sterilize,
Wow. And what awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our bodies be to live beyond all of this?
And I receive.
And it's like, it's not that you're not part of it, it's that it doesn't snag you. It's not that you have to, like I tried living so I run away from it and I avoid it. My living in a jungle in Hawaii where nothing existed. There was no politics, nothing. And it's like, what if you could live amongst it, but just not be affected by it, not be impacted because you don't allow it to hook you.
Right.
Yeah, and allow yourself to receive what is the most direct way for you to get from where you are now to where you choose to be around all of this and receive. Wow. And always you're looking for your version. Like Michelle and I are very similar in how we express and what we like to play in. And that may not be your thing, but always receive and aim towards what feels good for you personally. Not necessarily be Jaden or Michelle, but what works for you personally.
Yeah, because your body has its own innate knowledge. It has its own information packet receivers. And so as you really drop into your body and just receive that energy from a physiological standpoint, you're receiving the key codes for you, not for me and Jaden. Jaden and I are receiving our own individual ones, but receive it at your level. Receive it for your body, for your being, for your life. Wow. Feel how that just shifted something?
Yep.
Huge.
Yep. Because there's this thing where gurus want you to be like them and literally be in their reality and support their reality. And homie don't want that. No. No, I like my reality just the way it is. I don't need you here. Thank you. I mean, I like you, but like, no,
I love you, but you know,
there's no room in my house for you. So
you get to be responsible for you. I get to be responsible for me. You get to be the master in your own life. I don't need that.
It's like my goal is to be able to give you the tools and awarenesses so you can be independent and you can go off and you can surpass me.
Yeah.
I remember when I set up the Out Creating course, I set up the website address is outcreating dot, and the website is my name. So it says Out Creating Jaden Fox. And I'm like, and
brilliant.
The person who is doing that says, do you really want to have people out creating you? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I want people to create better and bigger, use me as a stepping stone to get beyond that. And then you excite other people to go beyond even what I can perceive. Yes, I want people to outcreate me.
I do too. And because I recognize, first of all, there's no competition in any marketplace. But second, when we step into our individual brilliance, we come together in such a synchronistic way that we can solve everything that ever comes up on this planet in such a brilliantly profound way. And it encourages others to step into their brilliance. So there's just, to me, it's just like when you're in that creator being mode, it just feels so delicious to play and co-create with one another at that super high level. And you see things that I don't see, and they see things that I don't see, and vice versa. And when we come together, it's just magic. So to me, I don't want to be somebody's guru. That's just way too damn much responsibility. No, thank you.
And so what else is possible that we can all go beyond all of these paradigms to our local advantage and receive. And what awareness, energy, and frequency can we, our bodies, be to use all of those paradigms and all those polarities to our local advantage, and to have fun with those,
and to have fun
and receive.
And
allow yourself to just feel energies in your body shifting. Allow yourself to receive that download from your infinite being. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Whee!
That feels so good. I always feel this on my arms. I can feel it throughout my body, but it's like this little soft pink wrappy thing around me. It's like, oh, that's so good. It's just so soft and yeah, that's just me.
And it is, that's a sense of, what if that's your way of recognizing that the universe has you held and has you supported and is nurturing you and providing for you.
Exactly.
And that to me is when I'm asking through my body the universe questions, it's like, and I'm receiving, I just get this knowing of connection and of support and of my place in all that is, that it's so sweet. Like, yeah, that is truth. Like, I feel that is truth in my body. And my brain forgets that, but when I go back and receive again, it's like, yeah, I'm reminded.
Yeah, and there it is.
There it is. And that's you. That's us. That's a connection.
Oh, this has been so much fun today, Jaden.
Hey, me too. I love it. This is so cool. I love the places we play.
I do too. I do too. Thank you for being here. I just so appreciate you more than you have any idea. I love you dearly.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone
I
else.
love you. Like I can't play like this with other people. Like it's not as fun. It's not as big. It's not as like, it's just so unique. So thank you for being you, and thank you for this cool place.
This is just the best connection, and it's just been so serendipitous and just, it was exactly what I asked for. So thanks, universe. And thanks, Jaden.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody else, for being here too.
Yep. Thank you for coming and playing.
I love it. Anyway. All right, everyone. Thanks. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.